arts, lifestyle. SNS Online.
Hello all, and a very warm welcome back to SNS Online. It's been a tidy while. Well, it's that time of year again when the bright, the bold, the beautiful, and even those lost souls who fell asleep in their own vomit and ended up on the wrong train by mistake on the overnight sleeper service from Stockton-on-Tees will all be heading up to bonny Edinburgh to offer us all their unique take on a theatrical trip of a lifetime. Whether it's a ticketed event or the so-called free fringe, where they pretend it's free and wait for the bouncers to collect when you're trying to leave. I never like my kneecaps anyway. In this trilogy of bite-sized interviews, we examine the hurdles people face in physically getting a show successfully embedded in Edinburgh over the August period, which happens to be my birthday, by the way. Not that I bother celebrating or anything like that. Whilst covering three very different events under the comedy umbrella, which will both make us laugh hard and occasionally think deep. Today's show features two bright young things, fresh from drama school and depressingly optimistic about life. Take your jazz hands out of my f***ing face! Only kidding. I'm lying. These two insanely brilliant people have created a very clever, random and gut-achingly funny show about the human brain, but perhaps don't have Google open in the cheap seats at the back, fact-checking their scripts as they go. They've been compared to the brilliant Aid Edmondson and the late lamented Rick Mail, and have even been nominated for Vault Festival's People's Choice Award 2023. My last two brain cells run throughout August, aside the 14th, which is my birthday by the way, at the Gilded Balloon at Patterhouse, venue 24. Ladies and gentlemen, and all they thems, put your hands together and give it up for the new Antor deck, Tom Hazeldon and Joe Pike. Don't tell him. So, Joe and Tom, welcome to SNS Online. Let's talk about my last two brain cells. And to qualify, we're not talking my fourth night shift in a row at the well-known media outlets in central London.
Yeah.
We are talking bonkers, brilliant, crazy cat, award-nominated absurdist comedy that's hitting hashtag #Fringe23 throughout August. How did I do?
You did. That's a great intro. We might write that down and use that in Edinburgh because no one else will be like, yeah, it's quite funny. Come and see it. So, yeah.
So, in a nutshell, I mean, not literally, although I'm sure that could probably happen in your show. Explain a little bit about what we've got to look forward to and possibly prepare ourselves for.
Cool. So, basically, we invite the audience to join us and become honorary hormones for a night.
Steady.
And there's a couple of VIP hormones in the audience, so if you're lucky, you might be one of them. But we invite you into TPL Inc., which is the big office and company that's in charge of running the Brain. And we're gonna. The premise is that we're inviting you in for a tour of the Brain. Of a guy called Gary Kane. You'll find out all about that in the show. But yeah, that's the sort of the basic premise.
So is there an educational element to this?
Well, I mean, we have parts that include the anatomy of the brain, but I wouldn't say this is an educational show whatsoever.
I think if you're some sort of neurosurgeon or neuroscientist and you come and see this, you would leave in a disappointed if you came expecting education.
I mean, the blurb I've got here is, when disaster strikes in Gary's brain, it is up to his brain cells to try and fix everything. Unfortunately, they've all jumped ship. And we're stuck with these two idiots. Brain cell number 12 and another number. I'm not reading that one out. It's far too long. And you're trying to save this guy's life in a sort of an ironic, stupidly dumb way.
Yeah, absolutely. It is us and the hormones.
I don't need to go now, do I? I don't need to see it anymore.
No, exactly.
No.
That is the whole show, and I don't think anyone listening needs to know anymore.
We put the whole plot on the fly.
Love it. How long have you guys known each other then?
So we've known each other since the start of, it was 2020. We went to drama school together.
Drama school, right.
Fourth Monkey in North London.
Started during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Great idea.
So it's been about 3 years now.
Well, it's something to do, isn't it? We're locked away.
Oh,
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we were half on Zoom, half in the building, and then eventually all on Zoom, and we had to wear visors while we weren't allowed within 5 meters of people while we were acting. It was all very, very weird.
Tricky.
So we weren't in the class for most. We weren't in the same class for most of it.
Yeah.
But then towards the end of Fourth Monkey, they had a project where you got to create 10 minutes of a piece you wanted to. And we came up with this idea because we wanted to work together for the whole time. And and since then, we've just been going strength on strength, really.
Yeah, so this was like, this idea was sort of conceived a year ago at Fourth Monkey, and it's like a product of that. It's just continued into a full show.
That's wonderful. Have you been to the Fringe before?
This is Tom speaking.
Hello, Tom.
I've been hello.
Hello.
That's how I start all my sentences.
Okay.
Just
It's a bit like ant or deck,
let
isn't it?
everyone know.
Ant or deck. You have to stand on the right or the left.
Yeah, when I'm flyering to people, I'll be like, "Hello, this is Tom speaking. Come see our show." No, but I went in 2013, 14, and 15, but I've only done a week run, and I've never had like personal stakes in it. It was for a youth show, which it didn't really matter how many tickets we sold.
Yeah.
So I've done Edinburgh Fringe as a performer. I've done the flyering, but it's changed massively since 2015. So I'm sort of going into it kind of cold turkey.
Now, I've been Googling surreal humour just to get a handle on it. Also called surreal comedy, absurdist humour, or absurdist comedy. It says here, it's a form of humour predicted on deliberate violations of causal reasoning, thus producing events and behaviours that are obviously illogical. Are we expecting a lot of that?
Oh, yeah.
So much.
Basically, the whole thing. We want you to walk away being like, that made no sense, but also a lot of sense at the same time.
Yeah, I personally find inconsistency really funny, and we have so much inconsistency in our show, but it's all sort of deliberate inconsistency.
Is there a consistency in the inconsistency, if you see what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I think like the...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we... Like, I mean, there is a very solid through line story. The characters have an arc, so it's consistent in that way. But in terms of like, there are things that we are like, oh, we've never heard of this thing before, and then we reference it like 2 minutes later. So that there is the inconsistency itself is kind of a joke within itself. Like that's
Yeah.
People have come away being like, oh, I loved that you said this and then did this before, and then we reference it like 2 minutes later. So that there is the inconsistency itself is kind of a joke within itself. Like that's people have come away being like, oh, I loved that you said this and then did this.
Scratch and Sniff online with Nick Randell.
I mean, I've seen the trailer. It's so full of energy, which I love. And it's bonkers. I mean, I'm picking up Dangerous Brothers influences, if you've heard of them from the 80s, the young ones, sort of 80s revival punk comedy,
Yeah,
that sort of vibe.
I've not heard of the Dangerous Brothers, or maybe I've heard of them. I haven't seen them.
Google them. Google the Dangerous Brothers. They're hilarious on YouTube. I mean, they are. It's basically Rick Mayall and Aid Edmondson from the 80s before they did the young ones.
Well,
they used to do the Saturday Night Live and stuff like that.
We've got it. It's on our flyers actually as well. And on our poster, we got compared after one of our previews to Aid Edmondson and Rick Mayall.
Right.
And if you've seen Bottom, like specifically the show,
I was in the audience. I was in the audience for Bottom.
No way. That's amazing.
Way. It was the episode. It wasn't the fairground one. It was the one when they camped for a night.
Yeah.
So I was a bit disappointed. Because I wanted to see the set of the where they live and everything like that. But it was hilarious. It was brilliant. I love it. I love it so much.
It's
Massive
got like
fan.
the writing, the theming, the pace and energy is like Bottom basically. Is that's that sort of style. There's like other influences as well, but that kind of hit the nail on the head, I think. For me,
non-stop hour, really.
And hopefully a few knob gags as well. I mean, it's never too early in the morning for that, is it?
Yeah. We've got quite a few. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, if you're trying to sell this to somebody who, like, say you're standing out there on the, whatever it is, the Golden Mile or whatever it's called, and handing out flyers, you've literally got 30 seconds to do your pitch before they walk on. What I'm going to time you, actually. Hang on.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If I could do it at the studio.
I'll try it.
Okay, you've got to do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, if you want a night of just absolute chaos and mayhem, come see us. Grab a drink if you want. If you've had a bit of dinner, come in and watch this stupidly absurdist show about 2 brain cells trying to fight their way to save their brain in Gary Kane. It is crazy. It's obnoxious. You'll love it. You'll hate it. You'll think this is the dumbest thing you've ever seen, while also being enlightened with life. So please come on down. Come see my last 2 brain cells, please.
Perfect.
God. Right, next one in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so we have got the most chaotic and possibly the dumbest show in Edinburgh. We're going to take you in, we'll bring you on a tour. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, but, stuff goes wrong. It's wholesome, there's full of music, there's full of skits, it's got the energy of a sketch show, there's clowning, there's audience interaction. It is one of the most fun nights as a performer, and we've had amazing feedback from the audiences of how much fun it is as well. So you are guaranteed a great night.
Yay! Well, I'm totally sold anyway, guys. I'll be there.
Amazing. Now we've only lost $2,000. That's great.
Is it quite expensive then to take a show up?
Oh God, yeah. I think we're lucky because we are only us 2. We don't have any kind of producers or technical people behind the scenes helping us.
Sure.
So we can just focus on us 2. But even then, it's been quite expensive. We've done a fundraiser as well to help, but we couldn't imagine with a full team going.
Yeah, I mean, you've got like, not only do you have the venue fees, but you've also got an Edinburgh Fringe registration fee, and then there's travel, and if you've got big set and props and stuff like that, getting that up. Accommodation's probably the biggest killer. But it's good fun.
You need a mate up there to crash on the sofa for a month.
Yeah. Some people have been lucky enough to. We're staying in a house at least with a nice couple, so we've got like a proper house to chill in as opposed to sort of Unicom.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Brilliant. That's good. So what happens after this? Are you hoping like Radio 4 might pick up on this and there'll be a sketch show and then it'll be Hollywood and then rehab and death after that?
I mean, yeah, you described my dream, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's big themes of death in the show, so...
okay.
Yeah. We spoke about it, haven't we? I think it would be nice to do like maybe a tour. I think you mentioned maybe doing a tour.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah,
very good idea.
Like a nice realistic goal, hopefully, would be maybe getting someone on board and hopefully taking it around the country.
I mean, you got loads of events around the country. You've got the Brighton Fringe as well, and all that sort of. Yeah, and I think there's versions in London as well. Finally, if we just tell us exactly where it's on in Edinburgh, the dates and times and stuff like that, so we know where to find you.
Yeah, of course. So we are on from the 2nd to the 27th of August. Not on the 14th, though. That's our one day off.
Why is everybody taking my birthday off? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's brilliant.
Really?
Steve Allen has said the 14th he's taking off as well. And it's my birthday.
And that's why.
Yay! Is there a surprise party or something? What's going on?
I think
we can't tell you.
For us, it was just because it was like bang in the middle of the month, so we were like, well, we'll take that. But maybe that's why.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, we're on the 2nd to the 27th of August at the Gilded Balloon Patterhouse in the Nip is the name of the stage. We are on at 9:40, and we have got 3 previews which are slightly cheaper, so if you're up in the first week, come and see those. We're also on the 2-for-1 offer, so you can come with a friend and go and see 2 shows and have a slightly cheaper night. But yeah, bring a drink. We like a rowdy audience, so the tipsier you are, the better.
Yeah. So it's not one of these free events when you have to pay to leave.
No. That's next year. We're not going to put on any show. We have one idea for a show, which is we came up with last year, which is we order a McDonald's from the nearest McDonald's. We put on a show, and then the show ends when the McDonald's arrives. So maybe we could order for the whole audience, and we could have a big feast, and then you could pay for the McDonald's. That'll be next year.
That's hilarious. I love it. I love it. Tom Hazeldon and Joe Pike, thank you so much for joining us today. My last 2 brain cells is at the Gilded Balloon Patter House, venue 24, throughout August, apart from my birthday, where we're all going to get blotto and do hilarious things with traffic cones at 3 in the morning. Take care, guys, and the very best of luck with it, and most importantly, have fun.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Don't tell him, Pike. Pike.